Very good evening to one and all. Good evening, children. So, welcome to the e-learning classes. Today, we are going to discuss 10th class social. 10th class social, paper 2, 17th chapter, Independent India, first 30 years, 1947 to 77. Okay. So, let us discuss, children, about this one. First 30 years, 1947 to 1977. So, how was our country in these 30 years period of time? We have to discuss. So, this is a unit that deals completely with all the struggles, children, in the various parts, various aspects, children, of the country, of the different political parties and other things, children. So let us first discuss what were the challenges. When we attained independence, the major goal of the constitution, as you all know that 26th of January 1950 Constitution of India was made with different goals. What were the goals of constitution? The first goal of the constitution that to maintain democracy. What is democracy? Democracy is nothing but children, the government by the people. Okay, then maintenance, unification and the creation of single party government in the country. That is also the second goal for this one. And to bring about social and economic changes in the country. That's the most important one, to bring about social and economic changes in the country. Then what happened, children? There were major challenges were there in the country at that time. The challenges like to maintain unity and integrity. It was a main challenge, children. As you all know that India is a multilingual, multi-religious country. So time to time their India government faced the problem of that unity was in danger. So what happened, children? The first challenge before the country, before the government, newly elected government, was to maintain unity in the country. Okay. Then to bring about a social and economic transformation. As you all know that Indian society was very backward, children, and in that society number of divisions were there on the names of religion, language, caste, subcaste, etc. And in case of economy also, economy was very backward. That means the agriculture was a bone of economy, Indian economy, and agriculture itself was very backward in the country, followed by back industrial sector, very what do you call industrial sector, and service sector just a little bit. So the major challenge before the country was to bring a social and economic transformation, changes, children, to bring a change in the society, to bring a change in the economy of the country. Third one, to ensure the successful working of the democratic system. Democratic government was formed, but the challenge was how they can make this government a successful government, a successful democratic government. Okay. So based on these three, children, what happened? It was decided to conduct an election. Then the first general election was conducted in the country. First general elections were conducted in the country in the year 1952. You have to remember, children, for fill in the blanks. First general elections were conducted in the country in the year 1952. And India adopted universal adult franchise. What do we mean by universal adult franchise? Already in 9th class I explained you. Universal that everyone, adult, those who are the age, that time the prescribed age was 21 years for vote. Franchise, right to vote. That means those who acquire the age of vote have the right to vote indiscriminate of religion, caste, language, etc., etc., sex, etc. It means everyone in the country are free to cast their vote irrespective of all the discrimination, and India adopted, children, this in our constitution. That means we got this right to vote at an early time of our constitution only. Whereas the different countries of the world, they adopted this right to vote in a very slow stages manner, children. First, they gave this right to vote, this other countries of the world children, first only to the taxpayers. Then they gave this right to vote to the educated people. Then they gave this right to vote children to only men. And then after a long struggle or by women, then they gave this right to vote to the women. A very good example with us that in Switzerland itself, women they struggled a lot, and at last in the year 1971 they got the right to vote. Is it clear, children, to all of you? Which one? Which country? Switzerland. Again, blank, that what do you call objective question for you. Switzerland adopted the right to vote for women in the year 1971. So this is about, children, first general elections in the country. Okay. Then first general elections. Children, government announced first general elections in the country in the year 1952. Okay. But announcement and conduction of election was not so easy. Announcement was very easy, but conduct election was not so easy. The major problem that election commission faced, children, that time was the population of the country. We are having a very vast, we are having a huge population, children, in our country, followed by mass illiteracy. The challenges, the problems that were faced, children, to conduct the election in the country was population. To conduct the election for such a vast country with big population, and also the what do you call, the people, majority of people are illiterate. So this was a major problem, children, during this time, how to conduct the election. Because in our country, in this, one of the problem was women. Women were also the problem, because in our country, in our India, women are known from their father's name or from their husband names. Women are not having any own identity of their own children. So it was very difficult to conduct the election under such a situation for that, with that vast what do you call, illiterate population. Then how the electoral rolls to be made? You know electoral rolls. What is electoral rolls, children? The list of the voters. How that list of the voters to be made when women are not having their own identity? So with all these one, children, election commission decided then to find it out the solution to conduct the election with such a big population and with the problem of illiteracy. So to overcome from this problem of illiteracy, children, what happened? Election commission, they find out the solution. What is the solution? They find out the solution that it is very difficult for the people, those who are illiterate, to sign or to sign on their what do you call, candidate, or the stamp near the candidate name, because no one knows how to read and write. So it is very difficult to for the people to make them to cast their vote. So what they feel, that it is better to allot symbols to the candidate. Then symbols, this is a solution, children. So symbols, how? Symbols from the daily life. Symbols from the daily life to be allotted. Like for example, hand, like palm tree, kite, cot, knife, so and so. What the common people they are using. So symbols to be taken for election from the what you call known things only. Okay, symbols, the solution they got it. Now once again, that how the people they will keep that what you call the swastik mark over that one. Then the solution, once again, nowadays you know very well, we are having only one ballot box. We are having only one ballot box where everyone they'll come, they'll keep the swastik mark, they fold the ballot paper and they'll keep in only one box, children. But in those days, it was a problem. Then once again, election commission thought, what is the solution? Then in that one, children, they found the solution, that to allot different ballot boxes for different candidates. Are you understanding? Different ballot boxes. Different. How many candidates they are standing in the election? For each candidate, different ballot box. And to that ballot box, the particular symbols will be stuck. The particular symbol will be struck. So, like this, children. Different ballot boxes. And in this one, children, the particular symbol will be struck like this. So now, what to do then? Like this. So the people, what they provided, those who want to give vote, cast vote to the kite, just they have to keep one, what do you call, in a plain paper, they have to mark the swastik, they have to fold that one, and they have to keep that ballot paper in that box. Okay, so like that, warden people, they attended this election, folded the ballot papers, and they kept in the boxes of their liked symbols, their liked candidates. So in this way, children, elections were conducted in those days. So this was a process, a very big process that was conducted by the Election Commission. But still, there were many problems there. What were the problems? The problem of what you call parda system in the country. In our country, especially to the North India, we find that women, they cover their faces with the veils. They cover their faces with the veils, long veils. Rajputs of Rajasthan. Okay. The women were like that, only their left hand, 4 fingers were shown, children. Remaining all the body was under the cover. Difficult that who is casting the vote, because no one has having dare to see the faces by lifting the veil. Parda system was very strict. So in that cases, Election Commission, what they did, children, they already one day before, they allotted all the women, what do you call, election members, to appoint in such an area where only women will be there, and these women, they will check the faces and everything of those women. So like that, children, it was found that very difficult, very hardly Election Commission, they conducted the elections, children, during those days. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Then, just now I said that universal adult franchise. Whenever constitution was prepared, the age for the right to vote was 21 years. The age was 21 years. At the time when the constitution was prepared, the right to vote, the age for the right to vote, children, was 21 years. But in the year 1988, in the 61st amendment, of the constitution, children, the age was reduced to 18 years. This you remember it, children, very important from the examination point of view. At the time when the constitution was framed, the right to vote was 21 years. But in the year 1988, in the 61st amendment of the constitution, it reduced to 18 years. Okay. Then, after this one, children, I think this topic is clear to you. First, general elections. Now, after the first general elections, we have to discuss, children, now about the single one-party dominance. We have to discuss, children, about the one-party dominance. What is the one-party dominance? We have to discuss now. Okay. So, next topic is one-party dominance. Okay. One-party dominance. Children, as you all know that for the one-party dominance, the general elections were conducted in the country, children, in the year 1952, in the year 1957, in the year 1962. What do you mean by general election? The election that conducts once in every 5 years. Already we completed in election process lesson, children. There are 3 types of election: general elections, by-elections, and also mid-term elections. General elections was conducted in the year 1952. Again after 5 years, 57. Again after 5 years, 62, children. Elections were conducted in the country. Then, as you all know that, at the time of independence, only one party was very strong. That was Indian National Congress. The party was very strong. The Indian National Congress. I hope you remember your 8th class. Indian National Congress was a party that was formed in the year 1885, and this party played a major role for the independent struggle. So what happened? After the independence, people had the same view on this party, that this party has struggled and brought freedom to us. So they continuously gave vote children to this party. So our first Prime Minister, as you all know that, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister from the party Congress only, from INC, Indian National Congress only. So this party was getting children majority of votes in all the elections. And other parties, they got children very few votes in almost all the elections, because this party was having a people's belief on it, that this party will struggle for the people's welfare. Then what happened, children? In that election, what happened, children? When the elections were conducted, it was found that Congress, in the election, Congress got, children, nearly 70% of votes. Nearly, Congress got, children, nearly 70% of seats in the parliament, with 45% of votes. With 45% of votes, Congress, children, got the seats, children. So when the Congress got the seat, what happened, children? The other party, okay, they were struggling a lot, but they were unable to get the majority. So we can say that for a long time, Congress was dominant party in the political level, in the political sphere. Then what happened? Slowly and slowly, what happened? There was some misunderstanding started among the Congress members only. So because of the misunderstanding among the Congress members, so small groups were formed, children, in the Congress party. And this was an advantage for the other political party to take it. So they found that the party was now in the weak position, getting divided into number of groups. So what happened? Other parties started getting dominance. They started getting what you call the faith of the people, children. So it was found that in the year 1952, when the general election was conducted, first general election was conducted, children, Congress got nearly 364 seats, children. 364 seats. Whereas in the year 1962, right after the 10 years, the seats reduced to 361. Only 3 seats the Congress lost, even after 10 years, children. Even after 10 years, Congress lost only few seats, where the majority of seats were enjoyed, children, by the Congress. So all the small parties, children, what happened? They were struggling a lot, trying to get the confidence of the people, children, in the various elections, and to somewhat they got succeed also. So this we call as one party dominance. Which party, children? Congress party. Why one party? Because people were having belief that this party fought for the independence, so this is the right party to run the country. And because of that, in almost all the general elections, this Congress party won the majority, and it ruled the country for a long time, children. So this is called as single party dominance. But with the starting of the other parties, the India turned as a multi-party system. So I hope it is clear, children. So one party or the single party dominance. Okay. So now, after the single party dominance, we have the next topic, children, in this lesson related to this one. Children, this lesson is very big. So I divided this lesson in 3 parts. This is the first part only, children, where we are discussing 40% of the syllabus of this lesson. Now, the demand for state reorganization. Our next topic, children, is demand for state reorganization. State reorganization. Children, from this topic also, some bits are very important for the examination point of view. So, demand for state reorganization, children. The first challenge before the government was new nation. That phase was the demand for reorganization of the state on the basis of language. This is the first challenge that our Indian first government faced. What was the demand, children? That formation of the state or the creation of the state on the basis of language. Means the majority of people, which language they spoke, children. Based on that, the state should be formed. So what happened? during the time of Britishers. All you remember in 9th class also and 8th class also you discussed, children. During the rule of Britishers, India was under certain presidencies. India was under certain presidencies like Kolkata Presidency, Madras Presidency and Bombay Presidency. Okay, at the time of British, children, India was under certain presidencies. India was under certain presidencies. What was those presidencies, children? The presidencies were Bombay Presidency. The first presidency was the Bombay Presidency. The presidency was, children, Kolkata and Madras. Calcutta and Madras. These presidencies were there, children, at the time of British rule. And number of central provinces were also there. Number of central provinces. Number of central provinces were also there, children, in the country. Also there in the country, children. So, large part of the India was under the control of princely states. As already I told you, 558, 561, sometimes some books it is mentioned. These many princes were there, princely states were there in the country. So 550, 61 princely states were also their children in the country. So now what is the problem when India was divided into presidencies? India was divided into the princely states. Now each of the states in the country, we find that the people, number of people, they spoke many languages. There the problem in these areas, people, they spoke many languages. Many languages means in one area, in one presidency, people, they spoke many languages. For example, like Madras presidencies. Example just I am giving, children. Example is Madras presidency. Madras presidency, children, what happened in this Madras presidency? The people, they spoke Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu were the major language, children, the people they spoke in this area, children. Then Oriya also, Oriya, that is Orissa language, and Gondi language. And the Gondi language. These languages were spoken only in Madras presidency. Like that, people, what happened? They faced problem that in one area, these many language speaking people are there. Then they started, children, demanding that based on the language spoken by the people, let states to reorganize again. State to reorganize based on the language speaking people. Okay. Then and that time, children, what happened? They started different movements. What were the movements, children? Various movements were started. You have to remember, children, this one. The first movement, children, Samyukta Karnataka. The movements that was there by the name Samyukta Karnataka. So they demanded, children, Kannada speaking people should be united. So what is, children, which speaking people, children? You know very well, Karnataka, Kannada. So in this one, Kannada language people should be given very important and they should make it as one state based on the Karnataka, Kannada speaking people. Like that, children. The other one was Samyukta Maharashtra. Other one was Samyukta Maharashtra. What is this Samyukta Maharashtra, children? That to unite all the Marathi speaking people in one state. To unite all the Marathi speaking people in one state. Then the same thing, children. The next one was Maha Gujarat movement. Maha Gujarat movement. What is this Maha Gujarat movement? Now you are understanding that to making all the Gujarati speaking people in one state. Okay, and then followed by the state of Punjab. All the Punjabi Sikh, they demanded that all the Punjabi speaking people, they should be in one state. That means what is the demand, children, now it is going on? According to the language spoken by the people, the particular state to be reorganized. And this was the demand, children, of the people. Then in this one, the question before the Congress government, because Congress government was ruling that time, first general election they won it, second they won it, third they won it. Now the question before the Congress was that, government was that, whether is it correct to build the state on the basis of language? Because already country was divided at the time of independence on the name of religion. Now if they divide the country, if they make the state on the name of language. Is it correct, or they are dividing the country into number of pieces based on the languages? So with this question, Congress struggled a lot. Whether is it correct to give all this, accept this demand or not? Coming to the part of Andhra, there was a Maha Andhra movement was started. Maha Andhra, that is Andhra Mahasabha. Andhra Mahasabha, they started the movement. For what, children? They started the movement to unite Telugu speaking people. To unite Telugu speaking people together. To unite the Telugu speaking people. So this was a movement, children, that they started even at the time of Britishers also. This Andhra Mahasabha, they started giving petitions, they did hartals, strikes, rallies, that they want all the Telugu speaking people in one, what you call shelter, in one state. So all these movements, children, created the tensions, children. So what happened? At last, what happened? Congress, what happened, children? By seeing all this demanded, Congress first, they opposed the demands. And this opposition by the Congress only itself will, what we can say, that the people, they started losing the faith from the Congress, that this party is not listening to them. Okay, so now I think it is clear. Demand for state reorganization. What was the demand? Demand that new state should be formed based on the language spoken by the people. And what was the movement, children? Samyukta Karnataka, Samyukta Maharashtra, then Maha Gujarat movement, Punjab movement, Andhra Mahasabha movement. So all these movements were started, children, only and only for the sake of forming the state. Forming the state based on, children, the language spoken. So I hope up to here it is clear, children, to all of you. Then after this one, what is the next topic, children, for us? It is State Reorganization Act. The next topic for us is State Reorganization. State Reorganization Act of 1956. State Reorganization Act of 1956. So what is the State Reorganization Act? Already I said. Andhra Mahasabha was in the demand since at the time of the Britishers also. And in Andhra, one of the patriot by the name Potti Sri Ramulu. Potti Sri Ramulu, he went on fasting. He went on fast for nearly about 58 days. Hunger strike, children. He went on hunger fast, hunger strike for about 58 days, and on 15th of December 1952, Potti Sri Ramulu, he died in that hunger strike only. His death, it did not waste, children. It showed a new way, children. Then based on this, 1953, what happened? One committee was formed called as State Reorganization Committee. State Reorganization Committee was formed. What was the work of this committee, children? The work of this committee, children, that to go for a, what you call, countrywide, they have to move, they have to, what you call, get the opinion of the people, whether are they agree to make the state based on the languages, and etc. etc. So the members belong to this committee, children. This is important for you, by the name Fazal Ali. The member of the State Reorganization Committee was Fazal Ali. K.M. Panikkar. K.M. Panikkar was another member for this State Reorganization Committee. And the third one was Hriday Nath Kunzru. The third person was Hriday Nath Kunzru was the third person. So these members, they did complete survey, children, whether really the people, Hriday, children, it is Hriday Nath Kunzru. So these members, they went on, children, for a long survey, and then at last in the year 1956 they submitted report. 1956 they submitted the report, and in this report, children, it was accepted that yes, states to be formed. And then according to this state reorganization, children, the act was passed from the parliament, and according to this act, 14 states and 6 union territories were formed. This you have to remember. 14 states and 6 union territories were formed based on the languages. That means all the languages got the importance for the formation of states except tribal language like Gonds, like Santhali language. They did not get any recognition, children, because they belong to tribal area. Remaining almost all the major states have formed, children, based on the what we call tribe, based on the languages. So I hope this part is clear to you. So this is the first part of the lesson. Lesson is very vast, children. Okay, so very soon I'll come up with the next topic, children, that is social and economic change from this lesson only. So I hope that today's topic is clear. What is your work, children? Children, this is a part of history. You should know it. So your work is read the lesson thoroughly. Read the lesson, okay, and then, children, write down all the important points, because each and every year, whenever we read history, years are very important for us. Okay, go through the years also. So by the time, thank you one and all. Thank you, children.